Zion, Cochran, Devin Witson, Jackson Kennedy, Dima Mixon here. Time for game picks. South Alabama is an 18-point favorite. The over-under is set at 53. Zion, we'll go to you first. What do you have down in Mobile tomorrow night?
All right. When I first saw the line of 17.5, I was like, wow, 17.5, that's a lot. But
18.
Excuse me, 18 points. Why? I was thinking two Sun Belt division opponents. I'm like, the game should be a little closer. And last year, I believe the score was in favor of South Alabama, 27-20. So I was like, maybe Vegas will give them like a little leeway. But 17 is just wild. But after I analyzed the 18 points, how USM was 18-point dogs, I analyzed that USM has lost the past 5 games by average margin of 39.8 points, guys. So pretty much 40 points, which is, that's pretty sad right there. And also, do you guys believe, just like a hypothetical question, right? So do you guys believe that USM could beat Oklahoma State?
No.
Oh, no.
Okay, well, that same Oklahoma State team lost to USA. I believe it was 39-20. No, 39-32.
33-7, I think it is.
Okay, yep. So as Devin said right there, that same USA team beat Oklahoma, and no one believes that USM is going to beat Oklahoma State. And with that said, I'm just you can't be encouraged from anything you've been seeing from the Golden Eagles. When it's a nip and tuck game, it's like real low scoring and whatnot. The defense plays well, but the offense can't pull through and get a crunch time touchdown or field goal. But when it's a shootout, the defense can't get a stop. So you look at this team and you're just like, what says that we shouldn't be 18-point dogs? What says that we should have any type of optimism coming into this game? But you look at that and you see it's real dim. I'm gonna be honest there, but I believe but my game pick is 38-13, and I believe that is right under the 53 points. I believe that's 51 points combined, and also that's all I got there, guys.
Devin.
Well, I hate to be negative, but I don't see any positive this weekend. Not this weekend, for tomorrow night. I think it's going to be a 35-6 win for South Alabama. I don't even want to go into depth because I feel like I would go on a very long tirade that we should not hear right now. But as South Alabama, they're taking the under, and they're going to cover as well.
Jackson.
All right. I think that this game is going to mirror last year's game against South Alabama in a lot of ways, in the sense that South Alabama should come in, South Alabama should be dominant because, last year South Alabama was favored by a very good margin coming into Southern Miss and winning. And Southern Miss held them on the ropes. And I think that, with my bold prediction, I think that, Frank Gore Jr. is going to have a great game. I think that South Alabama is going to be shocked. I'm not very confident in South Alabama's DBs, so I think Billy Wiles is going to have a lot more success passing. And that is not just like a Jackson pontification. It was heading into the season, a lot of people were nervous about South Alabama because of the sheer fact that their DBs weren't very battle tested. So I think Southern Miss will keep them to the ropes, but it is hard to pick Southern Miss to win after they've gone 1-5. So I have Southern Miss losing. I have South Alabama winning 35-28. I think Southern Miss is going to keep it close. I think they'll keep it competitive. I think this will be the first sign of life, the first spark of hope. Like, hey, look, Southern Miss has something there to be excited about. It's going to be a spark that leads into a second half of the season turnaround. But I have South Alabama winning 35-28. That is Southern Miss covering, and that should be the over.
Southern Miss has had 10 days to prepare for this game tomorrow night. They've had an extra few days to get ready to play South Alabama, and they're going to need all of it because this South Alabama defense is for real. They hold opponents to 22.1 points per game. Southern Miss averages 23 points per game, which if you're having an average points of 23 points per game and your defense that you're going to go play tomorrow night averages that, holding the teams about that, you're going to have a lot lower than 22 points per game, most likely. So they're going to have to hold this high-flying South Alabama offense down with the defense that's very, very susceptible to the pass, and that's where South Alabama likes to get you. They average 257 yards of passing a game. They also average 157 yards of rushing per game. I don't see any way Southern Miss can go to South Alabama tomorrow night and win this football game if what we've been seeing for the past 6 weeks is what is the product put on the field on Tuesday night. Now, maybe they have a magical spark, maybe they have this, maybe they have that, maybe they have this, and that would all be great. And that would give us something positive to cover, because it sounds like we're all just Demi-Downers and saying there's no way they win. But that's what we have to say now. That's the right answer because of all these stats, because of this. And I think it's going to be very hard for Southern Miss to move the ball. I think, it's going to be a wild environment. This is a primetime game. I think it's homecoming for South Alabama as well. And so it's going to be very difficult. This is probably the biggest test for Southern Miss since the Florida State game. As far as road advantage for South Alabama, talent of team, this is the biggest test. Like we said at the beginning of this podcast, the schedule's only getting tougher. Like, this isn't getting any easier, right, for Southern Miss. The easiest part of their schedules are out of the way. Like, they're done with that. This is when the Sun Belt Gauntlet starts, and it starts on the road at South Alabama. And I just don't see any way Southern Miss competes in this game. So I'm going South Alabama 31-6. I think Southern Miss gets some 2 field goals. Maybe early, maybe they keep it close, but I think they'll turn the ball over a few times. I think that they're not going to be able to run the ball at all against this South Alabama defensive line, which means you're going to have to put the ball in the hands of Billy Wiles and have him go making a play. And contrary to what Jackson said, I think South Alabama's passing defense is very good. They're averaging. Wow, I just had it up. I'm really dumb. Okay, they're averaging only 220 yards a game for opponents. That's pretty dang good. That's a whole lot better than Southern Miss is doing right now. So 220 yards. What was your bold prediction for Billy Wiles?
265.
265. So it would be crazy if Billy just got to 265, which most college quarterbacks are doing on a weekly basis. But they're holding opponents down to 220. So I think it's going to be very hard for them to move the ball. If they can't move the ball, the defense is going to be on the field a long time, and South Alabama is going to start just running it down their throats and really controlling the game. So 31-6 tomorrow night in Mobile. We'll be there covering the game for you. And that's it today on 4th Street. We're going to get out of here kind of early because we're here tonight. Big event going on tonight.